So let's start with the first numerical question on milling operation. So we are given with MS block or MS workpiece, mild steel, width of the cut is given, width of the workpiece is given. Milling is straight slab, milling cutter. So we are not having some unstraight or non-parallel milling. So this is straight slab, and we can have a tilted slab also in some cases. Then the Z is the number of teeth which are given, diameter of cutter D is given, radial rake angle is given, feed velocity, cutter speed, depth of cut, and we want to find the power consumption. So there can be two approaches to find power consumption. Let's start with the first approach. So we need to find the beta angle, that was the included angle. So this is the formula for the beta angle. Sine beta is equal to 2 square root of d by d. This was not mentioned earlier. I'm going mentioning it is the first time. So that is beta is 16.43 degrees. And let's look at one more angle, which is 2 pi by z, that is the number of teeth. So what does this mean? This is the angle covered by single teeth. So that comes out to be 18 degrees. That means that my beta angle is less than 2 pi by z, or the number of teeth. So that is the single angle. So we had this angle beta. This was my complete angle beta, and here my beta angle is less than 2 pi by psi. So this is the angle 16.43 degrees. So my, if I assume one of my cut tooth over here at this end, the other teeth will be actually at this, and this angle will be 18 degrees. That is coming from here. So that's the theory. So this will be 18 degrees now. So let's continue with the numerical question. This was extra information which I'm providing. So this is what I have explained over here also. Now T1 max, the formula is given by 2f in by nz square root of d by d. So this is first time I am going to mention these formulas directly. I have not mentioned them in the theory part or analysis part. So T1 max I have got using this formula. Now using Liat-Schafer's theory, I'll find the value of phi. So we have been given with the value of mu, which will which can be estimated. Even if it is not given, I can estimate it to be 0.5 or 0.6. So continuing with 0.5, the lambda value is 26.57 degrees, and alpha is already given. So the phi can be estimated as 28.43 degrees. The for we are using the mild steel, so we can assume the CL strength is 400 megapascal. So we have got the all the requirements over here. So we can find the value of FC max. This is, we are writing it is FC max because we are going to use T1 max, and T1 max will be the uncut chip thickness that is at the end of stroke or the starting of the stroke as per up milling or down milling. So we are getting the FC max as this, and from there only the moment max or the maximum moment will be FC max into d by 2, which will be 2.015 Newton meter. So this is how the torque diagram will be. This is the torque diagram or the moment diagram with arbor angle or arbor rotation. So it is going to increase from 0 to maximum, come back to 0, and it will be ideal for some time. How this is ideal? Because the angle, the included angle was only 16.43 degrees, and my next tooth is coming after 18 degrees. So this is the first tooth I have. The tooth starts doing the milling operation. It does the complete milling operation and it has the maximum torque required at the end of that stroke. Then it will come, then inside the included angle in the transitional surface on which the machining has been done, there is no tooth which is there for this small part of the angle. And at the 18 degrees, my next tooth comes into the picture and starts the milling operation. So this is how I have shown that torque versus arbor angle or arbor rotation. So there can be multiple different formulas, and from that estimation, that is which is not required as of now. I have been directly using this So the my power will be Fc into velocity, and Fc is known, or and speed is known. So I'll get the values of power required. Now this was one of the approach where I use my merchant's theory. Now in the second approach, I will be using the energy approach. So this was UC, that is the specific cutting energy, that was U naught T1 raised to minus 0.4, which I will introduce you to much before videos in which I introduce you to the specific cutting energy approach, which was just after the merchant's solution. So over here we need to use T1 average instead of T1 max, because this T1 is the average T1. So that is the maximum T1 divided by 2 directly. And UC from there comes out to be this value. And the material removal rate, MRR, is defined as this. So it will be feed rate into the depth of cut into the table velocity V. So all the things are given. So I'm getting the MRR as 300 mm cube per minute or 5 mm cube per second. So from there I can get the power. So this is the specific cutting energy into material removal rate. So this is because the specific cutting energy was defined as power, or the energy consumed, divided by MRR. So that's, I have just made a small change. So I have got the total power that was used into MRR, and that is 88.5. So earlier we got it as 5.778. So that is a very small value. And now we are getting it as a very large value of 88.5 watts. So there is a huge difference between power by energy approach and merchant solution approach. So this is coming because of the size effect. So there is the discrepancy in two power values is due to that the tau s value which we have taken, that was 400 megapascal for estimation in for mild steel workpiece, was taken as 400 using the normal test. The normal test means the macro size materials, but here the T1, that is the chip thickness, is 0.03 mm. So this is almost, we are at 3 micrometers. So this is a micro world, and in the micro region the material property values depend a lot. So there is change in the tau s value has been a major factor to underestimate the value of my power required. So energy approach is giving me a more realistic power, which was also seen during the actual machining. So this is called as size effect, that the size of the grains or the size of the chip are going to handle the value of tau s, and that is going to handle the value of Fc and power again. So we'll end over here. Thank you. In the next video, we'll look at one more question in which I'll explain how to draw the torque versus arbor rotation diagrams also. So please look at that also. Thank you.